this meeting to order at 7:04 p.m. on Wednesday, November the 18th, 2020. As a preliminary matter, this is the Grafton Public Library, this is Aaron Vandestein, the chairman of the Grafton Public Library Board of Trustees. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Stephanie Teixeira.
Here.
Martin Essner.
Here.
Okay. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Beth Galloway.
Affirmative.
And Beth Patch.
I'm here.
Great. So, good evening. This open meeting of the Grafton Public Library Board of Trustees is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the Corona-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the Corona-19 virus, the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible and physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted on the town's website at www.grafton-ma.gov, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Grafton Public Library Board of Trustees is convening by Zoom video conference as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and that take care not to share screen your computer. Anything that you may broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to participate to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in colloquy with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. Hello, Doug. Can you just say here, I guess, because we missed you.
Oh, sorry, Doug here.
Yeah, no worries. Great. So now we have a quorum and we can get through some of these items we need to vote on. Beth, would you share the agenda, please?
I apparently didn't download it, so give me a moment. Sorry. I do know that one of the things that is on there tonight is giving a paralibrarian certificate, and I have a bunch of staff hanging out in the waiting room.
Okay.
Excited to see that awarded, but the guest of honor is not there yet. So
That's very
Yeah.
exciting, though.
yeah, here we go. Share. Okay.
Okay, so we have minutes to review from September. I trust everyone was able to have a look at them and is okay to vote to accept the minutes.
I had a couple of questions that didn't get resolved,
Okay,
but I sent it back.
okay.
Oh.
Should we note them during this call?
Yeah.
And then vote on the vote to accept them. Okay.
So one was that I had wanted clarification for under long-range planning. We actually voted to suspend the long-range planning committee for now and only submit a 2021 action plan. So the minute said we have voted on and approved that plan, which I'm going to be submitting next week because it's due December 1st. But I don't know that it actually said that we were suspending our committee meeting. So I was looking for that.
Okay.
And I think the second thing was there was a note about it was the end of the fiscal year, and the fiscal year ended in June. So I totally could have said that, but I also might have said that we were still paying fiscal year bills, and that might have been the last FY20 set of bills in the September meeting. Yeah, so I was just looking for clarification because I don't remember what I said, and I totally could have misspoke. It also could have been a holdover from like the July meeting or August meeting. So I was just looking for some checking on that.
So Beth, I will check into that.
Okay.
However, the majority had approved it last month.
Yeah.
Including you. So
okay. All right then.
I have an email that says everything's great.
Okay.
But anyway, I will check into those two things, and then I'll let you know that I've repaired it if necessary.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I'll let you know what I find.
All right. Thanks.
So I'm not sure we can vote on it until we understand what was said or not said that needs to be corrected, right? Because I could say, we could have a motion to accept the minutes with Beth's changes, but we don't know if that's what was said or not.
I thought it was the August ones that I said were fine.
So I am going to check on it, but yes,
All right.
we could move to accept the minutes for September with the changes, meaning whatever changes need to be made.
Okay. Doug, are you equipped to make that motion? He said no, shaking his head no, or yes. Okay, Marty, please go ahead.
I'm not making the motion. I'm confused about accepting minutes we don't to be changed. We don't know exactly to what they're being changed. And
Well, that is Marty. That's done all the time.
Excuse me, let me finish, Beth. It seems to me it makes more sense to just table the September minutes until the next meeting, and when they're presented in writing, we can see what we're voting on.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
Yep. Okay. Let's move on to the review of bills. Any questions about any of the bills that Beth went through? Yep, I see shaking your heads. So could I have a motion, please, to accept the bills?
I make a motion to accept the bills.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor? Aaron Van Destine, aye. Stephanie?
Doug, aye.
Have a discussion first.
Discussion, please.
Thank you. A bill came through like today, and if that's warrant is being included, I'd rather it wasn't, because I haven't had a chance to read it. I mean, we get something that comes in an hour before a meeting. It's hard to do these things. So can we identify which warrants we're accepting and which are not being voted upon?
Yeah, we usually do them
Yes.
on Thursday, but it got done a day early. So, but yeah, we don't need to include it. So
I think it's
20
22.
22 was today's. They can exclude that until next time. 21, 20, 19 was October 30th, and our last meeting was the 28th. So it's warrants 19, 20, and 21.
So I make a motion to accept warrants 19, 20, and 21.
And I still second that motion.
Great, thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aaron Vandestein, aye. Stephanie?
Aye.
Doug?
Doug, aye.
And Marty?
Aye.
Great, thank you. Okay, so is the guest of honor here yet?
So I'm gonna admit everybody because she could have a different, it says iPhone for some people.
Whoa, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, so I think I told Marilyn 7:15 so that everybody would get here.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the trustee meeting. It's been so long that we've seen so many of you, so this is fantastic. If you could please go on mute if you haven't already. Thank you. That's great. I think Marilyn will be quite surprised. This is a surprise.
Yeah, she knows that we invited Sarah, who's our supervisor. And I'm getting text messages from Dana that she doesn't have the link for the meeting tonight. So I'm actually trying to find that for her.
Oh, actually she does, and I'll write to her and tell her how to find it.
Okay.
I was doing the same.
I was quite pleased to be able to click on the link on the agenda tonight, and it took me right into the meeting, no issues. Last month, not so much.
All right, so I do see Marilyn in the waiting room. She said that Jess, her child, was going to come too, but I don't see Jess.
Or I think I see the Heidi, the ghost of the old library.
Yeah, she's looking kind of ghostly there.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi, Marilyn.
Wow, you're all there.
Surprise.
This is exciting.
Yeah. I just let Jared in.
There's Jared. That's my son, Jared.
Hi, Jared.
Hi,
He's the
Jared.
systems librarian at Woodbury University in Burbank, California.
Hello, good to see you all.
Welcome. And were you expecting Jess? Did Jess get the link?
Just got the link. She should be coming very shortly.
Okay.
And my son, Nathaniel, should be coming. And that's it.
Okay. So did anyone watch the select board meeting? Because when I announced it, department head last week, they wanted to get it on the agenda with their announcement so the select board would make the recognition as well on Tuesday night. Just to celebrate you, but I did not tune in to see if they did it. But you can go back and watch the video.
Thank you.
To see if they did. I will talk a little bit, if that's okay, about the paralibrarian certification, which is a thing, I think it started in New York and other states started picking up on it. You might not know this, but like the librarian tag comes usually with a master's degree in library science. And we know that every patron who comes in the building thinks every single staff member who works here is a librarian, and they're not wrong. But we are the only profession that does not get paid like doctors and lawyers. We have all this advanced training, but we don't kind of, get the money for it. And there's paraprofessional medical staff and there's paralegals. So somebody devised this idea that we need to have a para level for librarianship for people who maybe didn't go on to get the master's in library science, but have the commensurate skills and experience and are committed to professional development in the same way that somebody who has that degree is. So Massachusetts devised this 4-level, they gamified it, it's 4 levels point system to achieve different levels of paralibrarianship, and anybody on staff who's interested can look into it and will help you get certified. And the idea is the certification gives an extra weight to your rank, your title, your salary, can be used as negotiating or bargaining for more money, for professional development, for participating in Mass Library Association or New England Library Association or the American Library Association. And so that's sort of the point of it, to really professionalize those frontline staff. So Marilyn, how many years have you worked for the Grafton Public Library? More than 15?
16?
16.
Wow.
16 years.
Yeah, so she had to put together this whole packet that Sarah and I helped with and signed off on. The minimum requirement was 200 points to hit level 1 for para librarian certification, with those points in employment, in education, and in professional development. And for those of you who don't know Marilyn, she is the professional development queen and takes advantage of everything that comes along, and shares these tidbits here and there for what she got out of those classes that she's taking. It's just great use of your time. And it really elevates the whole library to be able to say, yeah, I just went to this Reader's Advisory webinar and I just sat in on this thing on disability and transgender rights, and to be able to share those things with us. So Marilyn got 240 points. She's an overachiever. You need 350 to get to the next level. So I don't know if they'll include that, or if you have to go from, to, I don't know how they're going to work it out. But if you want in the next year or two, you can try to level up. You level 1 plus another 150 points, 250 for level 2, 400 for level 3. And I did send, this is what I sent to the select board to read, which we will release as a press release to the local paper after tonight's meeting, which is
Oh,
at the
wow.
Grafton Public Library staff and Board of Library Trustees. I'm speaking on your behalf tonight. Congratulate Marilyn Wilcox.
Can I have you pause for just a moment? So there's people in the waiting room.
Do I have somebody in the waiting room?
Dana, at least, yeah. Might be others.
There is nobody in the waiting room.
Interesting.
Does she have the right link?
She just sent me a message saying that it's not letting her in. So that was, I assumed meant she was stuck in the waiting room.
Oh,
She's not in the waiting room for this meeting.
thank you. All right,
Okay.
continue, please.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Jared will represent my children.
Okay. All right, I'm going to forward the Zoom link again to Dana. Sorry, hold on.
Beth, I've sent it to her
Yeah.
3 times separate and on the sheet, and it's just not working for her.
Oh, bummer. Oh, wait, there she is in the waiting room. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, sorry, Dana.
I don't,
Hi.
You weren't there.
I recommend, why can't we just send it to everybody? When I do a Zoom meeting, I send a note, everybody gets an email with a zip link, I believe.
It gets on the agenda, so it gets sent to everybody via the agenda. And when I'm on top of my life, I put it as a calendar and invite everybody, which I think I've done once. Because
Well, I just couldn't get in. It wouldn't let me in, so, and I saved it and I did lots of things, so, sorry.
Sorry. You're here now.
Welcome, Dana. Sorry about
And-
that.
It's okay.
Here's
And,
Jess.
It looks like Jess has just joined us. So here's the presentation piece. The Grafton Public Library staff and the Board of Library Trustees congratulate Marilyn Wilcox in achieving paralibrarian level 1 status of the Mass Library Association.
Oh, yeah, my high school.
This formally certifies paralibrarians who demonstrate breadth of knowledge in up to 7 areas of expertise through points earned by, as I said, education experience and professional activity.
Involved at your school now. I know
We
you.
know
And
that
somebody
you've been.
But you
somebody needs to meet.
So, here, Beth.
Thank you.
Do you mute everyone, please, Beth? Thank you.
So some of the things Marilyn does, she oversees our children's and volunteer program, puts together displays, provides excellent readers advisory. And when we met in person a long time ago, do you remember that? She used to do our in-person pajama story time. She's a member of the Mass Library Association now in the Paralibrarian section, which provides an opportunity and forum for networking and career development. She has a master's in divinity. And when she's not working for the library, she's a pastor at United Church of Clinton. Got that right, didn't I?
You did.
So unfortunately with the cancellation, normally we would do this in a big ceremony at the Massachusetts Library Association conference, and MLA feels terrible about it. So they sent me this thing for you with a note, please make a big deal of this. So That's what we're trying to do. Due to the pandemic, there was no official recognition or awards ceremony, so we are virtually celebrating tonight, not only her supervisor, but also her children, and all of the staff were invited to join the trustees and myself to congratulate her. And this is the official, I guess it's probably going to look backwards, right? Because we're on Zoom, but there's this beautiful certificate. And
Wow.
if I had planned ahead of time, Marilyn, I would have given you a copy so we could have pretended to hand it off. It's in this nice folder. So I will leave this for you. You know, I wish we had a huge bonus and 8 weeks of vacation to also give to you, but you work for municipal government. So we just have our undying thanks and gratitude. We hope you'll stick around another 15 years and keep bringing joy and mother henning all of us here at the library. Congratulations on this amazing achievement.
Thank you so much.
Speech, speech.
I'm so proud of you, Marilyn.
Thank you. And Jess is showing it at her hands. I'm already planning to do the next level of paralibrarian with all the amount of remote learning that I've been doing with webinars and online trainings. I think I have enough points to do the next level. So stay tuned.
That's great. And again, I encourage any staff who wants to pursue it. It's $20 a year or so for the certification. We do then have to make you a dues paying member of Mass Library Association, but with enough advance notice, I can budget for it. And usually we take care of dues for people and try and get you to attend at least a day of the conference. It's easy right now because it's virtual, so there's no travel. So keep it in mind. It's a nice thing to be able to do.
Thank you, everyone.
That's it.
This has been great.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thanks for all your hard work.
Congratulations, Mayor. Great
Thank
job,
you.
Mayor. Good for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mayor. You did a great job.
Thanks for everyone being here tonight. This was a surprise.
Good.
Good. Pulled it off.
You did pull it off.
So anyone who wants to stick around for the rest of the trustee meeting is more than welcome, but you don't have to. Okay.
Well, thank you, Beth, for recognizing.
Congrats again, Mayor.
Marilyn,
Thank you,
for us.
everyone.
Nice to see
Bye.
everybody. Thank you, Marilyn.
Bye.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Well done.
again, Mayor.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you, Jared.
Good to meet you too. Congratulations,
Thanks for
Mom.
coming.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you.
We have a ghost. That was fantastic. Thank you for doing that, Beth. That was
Yeah.
great.
Thanks for giving her the time. Appreciate it. It's a really big deal.
Yeah, can we write a letter as a group? Maybe just congratulate her with a letter from the trustees.
I'd be happy to take that on. That's a great idea, Doug. And if I don't know if obviously we don't need to sign it, right? We can't really sign it, but I'll write a letter and you know, on behalf of all of us. That's great. Okay.
Great.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So on to the building program grant, MPLCP. Beth.
I filed the September report, November 1st. I haven't been over there for about 2 weeks. I know they're working on roofing right now, and we're transitioning from being a site where when you were inside the building, you were still outside, to a site where when you were inside the building, you're now inside. There's a roof. They're putting in windows and doors. They're sheeting on the windows that don't have the holes for the windows. So everyone has to always have their mask on now because they are indoors. Trucking along. The interior subcommittee met tonight, and I think we have carpet design hammered out. Ron from DRA kindly left samples so that staff can take a look. So right now, one of the things we're thinking about is for staff offices and for the tutoring rooms, do you want to have a contiguous carpet pattern that's the really cool stained glass gray looking field, or do we want a separate, like just plain blue carpet? for some of those spaces. I think we did agree that we want to recommend a vibrant colored carpet for just a complete field with no gray or pulled out colors in the children's room and team space. So I think it'll look really exciting.
I think Doug was trying to show us something. Doug, do you have something to contribute?
Yeah.
I was trying to show a picture, but it doesn't quite work on my webcam. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, so subcommittees meeting every week until probably the end of the year. We started narrowing down choices for furniture. And building committee meets the first Monday of December, and those are open meetings. I believe Stephanie's asking in the chat if the carpets are on hard floors or if they are the floors. I believe it's concrete and then carpet. One of the things that I asked for in the building program is to have all the furniture and carpeting and paint, everything in the building to meet California safety standards so that we wouldn't have to worry about things like off-gassing and allergic reactions. Yeah, so I'm assuming there would be carpet pad. It's a question I can pass on to Andy. I'll get a response.
Great.
Thank you.
Beth, so you likely don't drive over there anymore, correct?
What?
You likely don't drive over in that direction very much anymore. That part of town.
Only, yeah, sometimes I get off at 495 and then cut through, I think that's Upton, and come down Upton Street to get to work. But usually now I'm just coming through Millbury now, and building the construction meetings there on Tuesday mornings are go-to meeting.
I see.
So I could attend and go sit in a trailer for an hour with my mask on with the construction guys, but I'm socially distancing. So
Okay.
yeah, so I went on a tour 2 weeks ago. That was last time I went.
Well,
If anyone else to see it, we can make arrangements. The best time is usually end of the afternoon, 2:30, 3 o'clock. But Andy's been really flexible too, so check in with me to make an appointment.
thank you, Dana, for inviting me for a tour. I think tomorrow.
Good.
I probably won't be able to go on any tours this week. Maybe next week.
It's okay. I just wanted you to know about
But
it.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, continue to include me on those because I'd like to visit any opportunity I can get. But I guess if you don't mind answering, Dana, because you've probably been there most recently, maybe Doug too. Have they closed everything up yet in a way that they can do the interior work while avoiding a lot of the cold? Because it's getting quite cold out.
I think Andy told me that it was going to be done, that's their goal by December 1st, I think he said.
Yeah, I think they're still a few weeks out from that, but
Yeah, I think so.
Although when you go there, you can see that most of the openings are closed off, but there's still some work to do before they can actually start putting some heat on the inside just for work, working. But he sounds like they're pretty much all on schedule for that.
Yeah, they're on schedule. They're doing great.
Awesome. Okay, great. No other budget surprises, Beth?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Any other questions, comments for Beth? Or anything you want to add, Doug?
Nope. It's just if you haven't been on a tour recently, I definitely recommend it because I mean every week it's changing. The interior walls, I mean the frames are all up, so there you can really get a sense of where the rooms are and the space involved and the offices and stuff like that. And so you really get a feel for what the library is going to be like even now.
I'll let you know, but I think it's worth it if you to get in there and see the old library before they make you won't be able to see the foundation because it's amazing. And when you stand in there and you stand on the stage and you realize that was the whole children's room, it's almost unbelievable.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Doug, both for your contributions on the building committee and giving tours of the library, Dana. So thank you. And anything else you want to add, Beth? Okay, excellent. Moving on to the Grafton Public Library Capital Campaign. Dana.
Okay, well, we're doing, we're working hard on this and things are going well. We've had a lot of good tours and Andy has said that he's going to make, I've asked him, he's going to have like a final board that has all the colors, the interior colors and the carpet samples and stuff like that. So he's going to make one for the library. I asked him if he could make one that could be at his trailer, so we may use that. So we've continued. We had a couple more meetings this week. We're getting, we're getting some monies in. Things are rolling along. It's been working well for us to do Zoom and then going on tours, and we've been meeting people outside. So now that it's getting colder, probably be doing some more Zoom. We had one today. I had one with a couple people this week, Carrie and a potential donor, and went really well. The person had already gone on the tour. So it's really effective to talk to them before they go on the tour and then after. So it's going really well. And I just thank everybody. We had a couple little snafus, but we got through that. And we're just really excited. We have, I guess we can say we have the green roof that's been given. And we're very excited about that because we know we're going to be one of the few libraries in Massachusetts and maybe in New England, because I've been looking to see where we could go see them. So I was telling our library director that she's going to get a lot of visits, and she liked that. So that's going to be right on the upper floor. I call it the upper floor. I don't know if you're going to call it the, first or second. We'll probably figure that out. But it's right. If you go up to the room that is the large print room, you look at it when you go in. When you go into the large print room, if you make a right, there's like a roof, and it's one of the benefits is that it's going to help with both the heating, and it helps with the heating and the cooling, and then the waste and also the runoff. So that's going along well. And they're also working on the children's amphitheater. We're very close on a couple other things. We hope to, we're waiting a little bit to get some more information from the building committee. The architects are coming up with more designs, more definitive things, so that we can get these out of the scope projects underway. So we're very close on one, and I think probably as soon as we're able to give the potential donor more information, I think he'll probably lean in that way. So we're really excited because that's what we're trying. That's the one thing Andy's been bringing home to me is you've got everybody here now. Do everything you can do now because you got all the experts here. So that's what we're trying to do. So thank you everybody who's been helping me. It's been going well. We've all been working as a team, so I appreciate everybody's efforts.
Dana, did you resolve the envelope issue?
Yes, I did.
Good.
That has been resolved beautifully. We're still, Beth G and I are going to work on something, but yes, we did get that. Everything was done the way it was supposed to be done, which was kind of nice as far as us receiving the envelope. So the issue that Beth is going to put, we're in this, see, basically mail is supposed to go to the PO box number. So what happens is most people remember 35 Grafton Common, and then our website has the current physical address that Beth is going to add the mailing address. But normally the post office the people in there are pretty savvy, but if it goes to 35 Grafton Common, they just put it in the box. But if it goes to the 53 North Main Street physical location, then it goes to North Grafton post office, and then they send it back. So it delays. And so we've organized a system to make sure that we get everything on a timely basis. I'll be working with Beth Patch and Beth Galloway on that, and I'm sure it will be fine. So thank you.
So glad.
Me too.
Thanks.
Yep, go ahead, Doug.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
My microphone just keeps going on and off with my headset. I would just add that, so we do have a handful of naming opportunities already, committed. And you'll recall last year we brought to this committee a procedure for, presenting those naming opportunities to the trustees for kind of final approval. So I expect that at our next meeting, we will have a couple of those. And so I can forward the form, kind of the blank form to you guys, just so you're aware of what it looks like. And then we'll bring some of those to next meeting.
Yeah, we should be able to do that with formal. formalizing that. Idea is to get it done now so that we know exactly what we're going to be doing.
Okay,
Beth.
I see Beth with her hand up.
Yeah, so we're going to start talking about signage for the project. So one of the things that I need from Capital Campaign is a decision. Is it going to be the name memorial room or meeting room donated by? So that's just something to be thinking about. And it should be consistent if possible.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We've circulated a couple ideas, and we can circulate those with you also. And some donors might not want their name at all, but
Right.
yeah, so we're gonna kind of accommodate all of those. But right now we just have ideas.
Okay.
We can decide on that.
Okay. So just going back to the list of naming rights that people could name. I guess what is the intention? I guess of I remember the conversation that we'd like to see it and have final approval, but I think in the end it doesn't truly matter what somebody wants to name something if they are giving a generous donation to the library. I think that was part of that discussion a little bit too. So I just want to make sure that if you're providing a list, are we reviewing it during the meeting, or are we reviewing it ahead of time and saying opening it for discussion on the meeting next month and saying yep, we approve, and that's the end of it. So I guess maybe we can maybe talk offline if you'd like to talk about the flow of how that'll go. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to review it during the meeting or review it ahead of time and then vote during the meeting.
Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion myself. So I mean, it's not like there's going to be a lot of them. So we could probably just do it in the meeting. But there might be 4 or 5.
Yeah, but we just can't, it's still confidential right now.
Correct. We might not be able to mention names,
Yeah.
but you can at least approve that this room is being named something.
And,
don't know.
some of these donors it may take them a little while to think, they're still thinking. Some of them it's easy, they're doing it in memory of people, or they know it, they know what they want, but there's a few that don't, which is fine. I mean, we have some time. We just want to do everything in like a precise order that's correct.
Yeah, I will ask what the signage deadline is, because there will be a deadline.
Can you? That would be good, because
Yeah.
we need to know that. There's a couple other deadlines. I need to know. I do need to know that. I have to send Andy some emails about a couple questions I had. So, and the other thought is, do you want our input on the names of the actual rooms? I mean, like, we've been calling it the community room sometimes, and the children's program room, and the Friends Corner. I wanted to make sure that we're clear on that. Is that something the trustees have input with, or, I know with the Friends Corner, we asked them what they would like it to be called. So actually, I meant to tell you and I forgot to. December 15th, I was at a Friends Zoom meeting yesterday. They called me in on it, and they're going to meet December 15th. And Doug and I were going to go to that meeting and, via Zoom, and talk to them about future plans. So we could probably ask them about them, but we can confirm the name, because I believe they had called it Friends Corner, which I thought was fine, but we want to make sure that they're happy with that. But it would be good, because I noticed, in the schematics, we had different names, like, even we know it's nursing room, it's not lactation room, but we've called the group study rooms different things, which you brought up last week, Beth. So we just have to make sure we know what's what.
Okay, great. Any additional discussion on naming rights? Well, thank you very much, Dana and Doug, for your efforts on the capital campaign. I guess my last question is the opportunity to donate at Unibank for the Grafton Public Library capital campaign, is that still an option, or is it best to send a check?
It's best to send it to us, to send it to the library. P.O. Box 387, or we can pick up mail. It's just if you take it there, then we don't have any record of it. So we prefer people do not do that. I mean, we have a deposit, but we don't know who has done it. So we take copies of everything so we can do acknowledgements and all that and keep our records straight.
Yep, and make it out to the Grafton Public Library Capital Campaign.
That is correct.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, great. Moving on, the fiscal year 22 budget update, Beth.
I have a draft that I'm expecting to send Friday.
Wow.
It's huge.
So I know I volunteered to review it with you. I haven't seen it. So certainly if you need help,
Yeah.
let us know.
So I will have it done, the draft for you to review on Friday.
Oh, okay.
It's not,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's due, I think it's due December 1st.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Any other further discussion? Fantastic. Thank you, Beth. On to IT update.
Beth Patch's computer apparently exploded or something. So she's gonna bring in her laptop sometime by next Tuesday night so that the IT guy can come and take a look at it and see why it is acting very strangely. And we will repair it or replace it.
Okay.
Yes, when I told him what happened, he said, "Oh, I can't do this remotely. I have to look at it." Because what it did was when I turned it on, it said error, and then it just started it would just, the whole screen was full of numbers and letters, and it just kept going. It went for an hour. You couldn't stop it. It just wouldn't stop. So then it had a line that said, "Please wait. Your computer will do whatever it's supposed to do." And I waited and waited, and I'm still waiting. It hasn't happened.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we need to make a decision? I guess we won't know to have it within the budget, I guess, in order to replace it if you need to. Okay, great.
And Beth, if you want a loaner, I did have a workstation that's not being used. So I will put a laptop on your chair. It just may not connect to VPN. So you could take it for a few days, and then if you bring that back on Tuesday, I can have him set up the VPN too, in case yours is beyond, repair. So you have something in the meantime, at least, to get out.
Well, you have that kitchen one.
Yeah, no, I have a better one.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, that one's no good. It's about usable for we use it for payroll to the time card to log in,
Well,
and it barely can do that. So, but I have a better one. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll put it on your chair.
I wasn't hysterical or anything today. So
No worries.
To win. Great. Hi, Karen. Welcome.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Yes. All right. Sorry I'm late here. All right.
No worries. You're excused. So we're on, we just finished an IT update. And any further discussion on IT?
I will also say I paid for another year of web hosting. I did ask the guy who takes care of the website. There are a few menus that I actually don't have control over and have to ask for updates. And he did not respond yet, Dana, to my request to add the PO box. So I will give him another nudge tonight.
Okay, perfect.
But he also, we basically purchased a prefab website. He's a librarian, and his position is people come to your website for two things. One, they want to find out what to read. Two, they want to see what you're doing at the library. And maybe the third thing is they want the catalog. So those are the prominent things right on our website. But he's done some user experience research, some redesign, and wants to know if we are interested in a new website and when we're ready to start talking about that. Then I think I've mentioned it should kind of coincide with the new library. I'm just keeping that as a placeholder. Website redesign. I think it's between $1,500 and $2,500 dollars. I have no budget. I did not put that in my FY22 budget.
Okay, so you would come to the trustees maybe with that as okay, very good. I think that's a fantastic idea. User experience is so huge right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know when I go to the library's page, I look for the same things. And of course, information about the trustees as well.
I think it's up to date at the moment.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Beth. On to the Friends update and membership. So membership, I'll just comment quickly on that. So as part of the relationship between the library trustees and the library itself, and also the Friends of the Library, since the Friends of the Library, you know, support the fundraising arm of the library, we tend to want to make sure that there's a good relationship between the different parts of the library groups. So as part of that initiative, we also will make sure that we keep our friends, personal friends members, memberships in good standing with them, support them, you know, at least from a membership standpoint. So over the past, I don't know, couple of years, it's been few and far between on, you know, who hasn't paid their dues yet, or are we getting reminders to pay our dues? So I think as a board, we decided that we were just going to renew them, you know, at the first of every year.
Yeah.
So that, you know, we're on the same page. So that's upcoming. I would probably say get ready for that in January. I don't know if that's their big membership push month, but likely it is. So,
It is.
yeah. Okay. So generally, I think it's $10 for a personal member and $25 for a family. And as Beth pointed out in the past, they make great Christmas stocking stuffers, a Friends membership for a year. If you're not sure what to get from family members, you can get them a Friends of the Grafton Public Library membership, which entitles them to some discounts, I believe, on bags and whatnot. So and also supports your local library financially. So very good. So Friends update. Yes, Stephanie, please.
Hey, sorry, I love that Christmas idea. So I don't know when that's going to go out because I think that would be great to like blast all over social media and buy for family members, especially like remotely right now. So just if that could be shared everywhere, I think that's amazing.
Thanks. Great idea, Beth. So, Anna, did you participate in the last Friends meeting? I haven't really
Yeah,
been
I
in
did.
touch with
Well,
Carrie.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overspeak.
That's okay.
I don't know if it was a meeting, but they asked me to join it last night, and they were talking about the mailing and all the planning and that kind of stuff. And that's when we said we would, that's when they came up with their next meeting, which is December 15th, is what they said. They were going to do it the 1st or the 15th. They decided the 15th was better. So they just discussed what you're just talking about. They're going to do like a Christmas newsletter, or a newsletter slash, it's going to be like a newsletter or a letter, I think. And then they're going to do one in January too for membership. So, and then
I know that Daniela was looking to attend a meeting as a representative of the Board of Trustees. Maybe not the next one because I think if she wants to attend, great. But I think Dana and Doug, you know, if you're going to be attending that one. So just keep us all in the loop if you hear.
Yes,
when
I
the next
will.
Meetings are, because I haven't heard anything for a while.
Yeah, I had reached out and I did get in touch with them after I really reached out hard. So I think they're back in their cycle.
Awesome.
Their members were really upbeat last night when I was, you know, the promotion people and the marketing people, and Gary was on the call, and so was Ellen.
Cool. Glad to hear it. Beth.
They're, I don't know if you know, they did some posting on social media. They are in the middle of a fundraiser right now because Stop and Shop keeps reaching out about every 4 months and saying, do you want to be the recipient of the reusable shopping bag donation program? And they've made $74 so far in November, which has a week or two left. So yeah, I think you just, if you've already bought the bag, you can scan it, or at checkout, you have the option to donate some money. So take advantage of that, right to them and then vicariously to the library.
Okay, so do you have to, you buy it and then donate? Okay,
So yeah, I think you can either buy a bag and there's an option when you scan it, then it'll deduct whatever $2 or $3 for the friends. But then if you keep using that bag, then when you can continue to scan the tag on the bag to benefit the friends of the library.
okay, terrific.
Yeah.
I'll go do that. Thank you. They did mention that.
Very good. Any other updates from the friends? Great. Thank you, Dana. And thank you, Doug, for joining their meeting in the next couple weeks. Okay, on to landscape and garden, Beth Patch.
Well, there's not really much to say about the landscape and garden right now. I'm hoping to add some nice festive pots for, like we did last year, that have evergreens in them, and a little turkey colors and then a little Christmas colors. And we'll just remove the turkey colors and add red. But the gardens have gone by. I did see them there at the library yesterday blowing leaves. So I think they did get rid of a lot of the leaves. It's getting cold outside, and I don't know if this belongs in the landscape portion, but Heidi and I did join the recreation, the Christmas decoration thing that recreation department is doing. And so Heidi and I are going to, we've already created ideas of how we're going to celebrate. Heidi wanted to call it Grafton Public Library Celebrates the Holidays. And so we decided to make it family oriented, and we're going to be inclusive of all the people that celebrate during that period of time. And I think we have a good idea. We're going to send an email about it probably tomorrow to the not to the friends, to the trustees, and also to all staff, because we would like to let anybody who has, even if it's like a little bauble or something they want to add to the display, so they feel a part of it. That's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I think that's a great idea, and thank you for volunteering with Heidi to work on that. Is there a posting or something about it for others if they'd like to participate?
If they would like to what? I'm sorry, Aaron.
Participate in the Grafton Rec Department. Is it like a decorating contest?
Yes, that is in fact what it was. And so they divided it up as business or homes. And then it was due in on the 15th. So, but we thought.
So I'm not competing against you this year.
No, if you wouldn't anyway, because we are a business, and they want people to be able to drive through and, have to drive through the town, and they're going to make a map of where things are. And so that calls attention to the library as well.
Okay, thank you, Beth. Lost my agenda here. What's next? COVID-19 update. Beth Galloway.
So a staff member at the municipal center tested positive for COVID-19. So we're I suggested that the return to work committee meet again to discuss protocol. We have a draft one for what to do when somebody gets sick that I actually got from another library that I had shared, but I think it didn't actually make it into the COVID-19 manual that the town has. So I would say that I've been trying to be an active participant with my colleagues for the town to set up policy, procedures, and protocol. Staff are, I think, taking precautions as best they can, but they also have lives. We have somebody from out of state who, if her state is doing better or worse, may have to go back to telecommuting. Many of us have kids in the school system, and I'm getting emails every day, as you other parents are, saying that the child has tested positive, a child has tested positive, and they're defining close contact as within 6 feet or less for 10 or 15, for more than 15 minutes at a time, which I find very concerning. We continue to get, a challenge every other week or so about why aren't we open? And we have an FAQ on our website now, and staff are pretty well versed in explaining just why we are choosing to continue with only curbside at this time. I did ask Paul, we were trying to streamline the process. Last month, we talked about the possibility of having people, come in and just kind of do a loop just to pick up their materials and walk out again. Because of the volume of trying to contact people, negotiate and schedule their curbside pickup day, and then contacting them again when there are no shows, life would be much easier if we just could turn on our automated, hey, you have an item alert, you have a week to come and get it. So I've asked Paul to revamp the bookcases that we have outside at the moment, to put them on wheels so that we can simply wheel a cart in and out down the driveway that or down the walkway from the building that we know will be taken care of in the inclement weather, and just line these bookcases or mobile bookshelves along that curve so people can just pull up, jump out, grab their item and go. So there's no more climbing on the porch. We won't have to worry about keeping that space clear. Staff won't have to load and unload and move books around. They'll just roll the whole bookcase in and out. They're not going to be too heavy or unwieldy to move. And we also, I asked if we could maybe put a clear plastic shower curtain that we would have open on a nice day and just close it in inclement weather. So, we don't want to stop curbside service just because it's potentially going to be rainy or snowy. We want to keep doing it as best we can, and we still don't want to let people in. So that's what we're looking at for the next couple weeks. I also noticed the porch is also dark, right? We were trying to get people to go one way. So when I'm here at night, I put out some floodlights so that it's easy to see and to get on and off. I noticed tonight the parking lot light that we got fixed last year, the one that's on the pole, the big spotlight all the way down at the end of the drive. Yeah, it's out again. So I will be doing a C-click fix for that. Because we still want to be able to offer a night every week, and with the daylight savings kicking in, it's really dark, 3:30, 4 o'clock. That is the update.
Okay. Thank you, Beth. I agree with your assessment that I don't think there's any, I don't really have any concerns with the way that we're operating at the moment. I did take a look at the website, looking for the FAQ, and so there's that banner that you click on, because COVID-19, and it brings you to a list. I think it might need a little bit of updating, because it says, if you have a fine on your account, please give us a call or remove it. But it also says, not charging fines through August 31st, right? So
I can
think
fix that.
it's probably just a good idea to just go through that, make sure that it's up to date. But I don't have any concerns. Certainly, as long as you guys aren't overwhelmed with the curbside and ways to make that an easier process. Otherwise, I know a lot of times most recently I got an alert that I have some things, and as well, our next available is, in 3 days from now to pick up your item, or, next Monday. So I understand that you guys are working hard to get those items out to people, but I think, what is it? You hit like a limit as to how many items you can put out at a time? Is that?
The issue, it's 48 hours, and the issue is really that we've got a team A and a team B.
Yeah.
So we're taking turns. We have different people monitoring the email account and responding to set up the dates. And the staff on site are so busy that we don't have time to be on the email all the time to catch if somebody's scheduled pickup for that day or even the next day. So that's why there's a delay. I'll tell you a secret though. Don't tell anyone, okay? That if you call us up and like by 3 o'clock or so, we're like, yeah, we'll put it, can you come in the next hour? We'll put it out. Oh, you want that right? You want that tomorrow? We'll make an exception. But if all 200 people who have items on hold did that, it would be insane. Yep. So the staff, they bend over backwards and they say yes. Heidi in particular, she'll say, I'll schedule it for tomorrow because I'm here first thing in the morning and I have time to pull that for you and get it out by 10 o'clock. Because otherwise she's agreed to do it, right? And then the staff who are on that day are like, wait, I don't have time. And it makes us a little frantic. So, but if you're willing to be accountable and take it on yourself, then we kind of waive that 48-hour rule. So
Yeah.
yeah, we really try to get people materials quicker.
Yep.
If you reply by email, we're going to say 48 hours, but if you call us up, we're like, oh, fine, because it's so hard to say no.
Well, I've noticed an improvement since we last spoke about this, and certainly giving people access to the email account so that when you reply and say, yeah, I can pick up my item there, don't say, well, you need to call in. You know, I can't really reserve it for you. You have to pick up the phone and call us. Like someone sends me an email, I respond to it and they say, no, you really got to call and make an appointment.
Only if you want it right away. You see, that's the thing. If you can make an appointment in 2 days or 3 days or within the next week by email, because we have time to read it and put it together. It's like, if you want it right away, that's.
Well, I think the improvement was that before patrons were getting emails from individual staff account.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And now they have access to the group account, and now I can respond and say, yeah, Cindy, that's great. You know, I can come on Thursday. And she says, yep, you're all set. I'm done, right? That's a great user experience since we've been talking about it, right? So it's, you know, the other experience was I have to call in and somebody might not be manning the phone, and, you know, I'm going to leave a message, or should I leave a message? I call back later, and by that time, like, I've already forgotten about it. So you know, certainly steps in the right direction.
So can I just say that I believe almost every librarian, including myself, when I work on Saturday, if I have a book in my hand and I'm calling that person to say it's in, if they say they want to come get it now, I get it out in a bag. It's there. Not one person have I ever said, no, I can't manage that. So I think all the librarians are doing that. And so, and it's fun to say, yeah, I can do that for you.
I will say though, one of the issues is I also didn't want staff out on the porch when patrons were going to be coming up to the porch either, because worrying about patrons getting too close or trying to come in the door. So that was like another reason to kind of deter it and schedule it so that we weren't running out back and forth all day. But do what works for you. You can peek out the window. Make sure you're peeking out the window, Beth, to make sure there's no one on the porch before you go out. Your safety and theirs.
I promise. I promise.
I love that attitude, Beth Patch. So thank you for sharing.
I do too. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to say yes in this COVID world, to be able to say yes.
And to make people's day. I mean, our patrons are overwhelmingly just so grateful.
I'll be right there, they say.
Yeah.
Any other discussion for COVID-19 for Beth?
I also want to say that if I know it's for a teacher, I write a thank you note and put it with their books.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Beth. On to staff appreciation, new business. So Daniela, who can't be here tonight, she and I have been collaborating on some of the suggestions that Beth Galloway sent over, and some really cool Etsy ideas. And you know, I just got on that site and I haven't really been there a lot before, but you know, poking around, we had some ideas about it, adulting, but also just this kind of badges, right? So embroidered badges, and they're really nice. So I ended up deciding on these pandemic badges, and they're really cool because Beth, can you give me access to share? Because I'd love to just pull it up so everybody can see. It'll just take me a moment to find it. Basically, you know, if you get a roll of toilet paper, it might be a roll of toilet paper badge, or you know, you wash your hands, or you know, you make a mask or something. You know, they're really cool and they're really colorful and a lot of fun, and I think the staff will really enjoy that. Let me take a look. Boy, pandemic 2020 Christmas ornaments. Okay. Thank you for everyone who's provided some funds for that, you know, in lieu of all of us being able to get together. So I appreciate that. And it ended up being a little bit more expensive than we thought with all the shipping and whatnot. But we're getting staff these pandemic badges, which are great. Cool, I found it. So I can share, is that right? Great. You see that? So Beth Patch and Beth Galloway, you get a little preview there, but I thought these were kind of fun. So yeah, I think they'll be well received. I didn't quite know what this one was, but my wife Jackie said that the librarians will get it. You see me highlighting it? Anybody,
Yes.
anybody call out if you know what it's for? No?
It looks like it's like, I don't know, homemade Chex Mix or something.
You're close. It's a
Fermented
sourdough.
food.
It's a sourdough
Yes,
starter kit.
Sourdough, yeah,
Oh,
fermented
yeah.
food.
That's great. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, so really fun. We got some little hand sanitizers and a really neat bar of trade. What do they call that? Trade chocolate?
Fair trade.
Fair trade. I was gonna say free trade, but fair trade. Great. Okay, excellent. Yeah, so I think that'll be well received. I think my only challenge is how to make sure that it's delivered in a safe way, right? So I could put them in little baggies. Go ahead, Beth.
I know. I think you should email every staff and tell them to call you and put them in brown paper bags
that's
on
so
your
funny.
porch for them to pick up.
I'm right down the road. I could totally do that.
Sorry. That's a good one.
I'm so sorry.
I was thinking of bags, but maybe little brown paper bags with their name on them. That would really be really awesome. I love that idea.
Karen, if you need any, I have some left over for Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. If you don't mind just dropping them in my mailbox. That'd be
Yeah, I
fine.
will.
Okay, awesome. Great. I love that idea. That really ties it together.
Maybe put a bow or a sticker on it to gussy it up a little, you know.
So I already have finished most of my wrapping, and so I have a bunch of like foil tissue paper. So if you want to wrap it in that and then put it in the bag, I can drop that off.
Okay, yeah. I'll send you my address. That'd be helpful. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Great. So any other discussion on staff appreciation? All right, very good. Meeting schedule for 2021.
Oh yeah. Do you want to remake me the host and I can share that?
Actually, can I just interrupt for a minute that this was actually approved last month? But I think that I was confused and Beth was confused about whether it was approved or not. But in the minutes that I cannot share with you, it says that we approved them.
I remember that as well.
Be nice just to look at them.
I wasn't able to go through this with a fine tooth comb, but anybody have any issues with some of the dates, certainly surrounding November and December? I think that looks great. Those are the only outliers, correct? Besides, the fourth Wednesday.
Yes.
Is it third Wednesday or fourth Wednesday?
It's the fourth Wednesday.
Okay.
Except for November and December.
Yes.
Yes, which we moved to the week prior.
Mhm.
Hi, Karen.
Okay. That looks great. Do you think we need to mention anything about where we're meeting? Because this is conference room A.
You mean add via Zoom?
Yeah.
The main reason at this point, other than us knowing when we're meeting, is because I also give this to Cindy Ide, who hypothetically we would be needing a room. So she will probably schedule that hypothetically. But but my understanding is we'll probably be meeting like this for maybe until June or July or December of next year.
I'm fine with the way it's written, actually, now that I think about it, because when we do read the Governor Baker's order, it says that, we suspended, public meetings in lieu of Zoom. So I think it's fine the way that it's written.
Thank you.
So I don't think we need to make a motion to vote on this, correct? Okay.
No, we don't. But it was a good opportunity to discuss what you were thinking about.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, moving on to closing dates for 2021. Do you have those, please? Okay. I went through these earlier today, and the dates looked great. Of course, my calendar doesn't go that far ahead, so I didn't have everything marked. Did anybody else see anything out of the ordinary with the actual dates of the days that are closed?
Yeah, Beth Patch and I have reviewed this. So this is the final revised product.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Beth. Very good. Any other discussion on the closing date? Stephanie?
So July just needs a D, July 5th. Independence Day closed, well, like just so that it's all the same as everything else.
All right.
And then I figured I would just give an update because I questioned this last month. So just so you all know, I've talked to Erin offline, I've talked to Beth Galloway offline, and some of the things I was questioning is beyond our scope, but Beth Galloway and Erin have provided me kind of the town's procedures and stuff. So I'll be looking towards that, but it's beyond the scope of the library board. But just so you all are filled in on what happened.
You're talking more about the vacation closings? What specifically?
Yeah, so I had questioned including more holiday closings or vacation days for or floating holidays for those who celebrate things other than Christmas. So that's just something that Erin and Beth Galloway kind of showed me how to go about addressing that with the town, and then we as a board could support that, but it ultimately has to start there. So I just wanted to give you all an update that I'm following through on that, but it's beyond our scope.
Stephanie?
Yes?
This is really valuable, but really where you need to start is with Boston, the legislatures, because the town of Grafton follows whatever the state holidays are. So if we can get the legislature to advance those that are being neglected, then the town will follow suit.
Thank you, Beth, and I agree, and I've already had a meeting about that.
The other thing I would say is, I think there are other towns, I could be wrong, but I think that Westboro celebrates some of the Jewish holidays. And
they have 2 synagogues and a large Jewish population, so it makes sense.
Right, I know. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, so the legislature didn't decide that, they as a community decided that, that's all.
Yeah.
So, I don't disagree.
I think it's
with
good
you
for
at all.
us to try to look more broader at it and see what we can do. I mean, even like, it is out of our scope, like Columbus Day, is that name gonna change? Who knows? That's what I was thinking.
Hopefully.
Thank you, Dana. Okay, Beth Galloway, please.
Beth Patch, I agree with you, but it is actually spelled out in the town charter, the 12 holidays that we get off. So it's not, it would be okay for a citizen petition to come forward to say, in Grafton, we would like to rename Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day. Or we want to add Yom Kippur and the first day of Passover, recognizing that those are equal to Christmas in a way that, say, Hanukkah is not. or that we want to grant staff an extra week of vacation in the town bylaws so that they can do floating holidays to do their religious and other holiday observances.
That's
what would-
perfect.
Does
Perfect.
that have to go before the Board of Selectmen or?
It's
select
town
board?
meeting, their bylaw and charter change requests.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, so the town has no policy for floating holidays at all? No, I didn't think so.
so what do you do then? Beth, what does that person do then?
So I have jurisdiction over staff scheduling. So for
Okay.
example, this past Saturday was Diwali. I have
Right.
2 staff on site who celebrate that. Neither one was scheduled. So nobody came to me to say, I need this off so I can do what I need to do. If they had, I would have said, oh, you're scheduled for Saturday? No problem. You take Saturday off and work a different day that week so you can get paid. And
Yeah,
we'll
right.
figure out who can come in and cover, or we'll work short, or we'll cut curbside, whatever. If we have to cut curbside hours, we would, but we still had 5 or 6 people
Yeah.
around. So it was not an issue. For Jewish holidays, if I don't want to be disturbed, I will take a vacation day. Other times I just flex my schedule.
So that's a great point, Beth. So I guess, are you the only 5 to 7 days a week salaried staff member that's required to not follow like shift hours, or are there others that don't have to follow a shift hours schedule?
Yeah, everybody who's 35 hours, they still have a shift, but they don't have to punch in because it's automatically just, they get paid 35 hours a week, whether they do 38 one week and 33 the next, as long as it balances out per pay period. But they're pretty much scheduled. I try to stick to 7 hours a day, and I'm not able to because I get texted and emailed and called 24/7. So being on salary means.
Yeah.
So I think I have 7 at 35 hours and salaried at this point.
Okay, but my point was really, if you have flexibility over the schedule, then really whatever day you need off, as long as it's not an entire week, with that 35 hours or more, generally you can schedule it, but it meets everybody's requirements and holiday requirements. Okay, excellent. So I applaud your efforts, Stephanie. Thank you for taking that on. That's fantastic.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you. Excellent. So we are on the public library holiday closing dates. Any other discussion on the days that are closed besides adding the word closed on that July date? Okay, excellent. Do I have a motion to accept the Grafton Public Library holiday closing dates for 2021?
I make a motion to accept the 2021 closing dates as shown.
I second the motion to accept the 2021 dates as shown.
Okay, any discussion? The only discussion would just be to add the word closed at the end of the July 3rd date. Okay.
Will do.
Very good, thank you. All in favor, Aaron, aye. Doug?
Doug, aye.
Dana?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Stephanie?
Aye.
And Marty?
Martin, aye.
Good, thank you. All right. Moving on, Town Administrator Search Committee update, Karen.
Okay, well, we had a meeting this evening here. That's why I was late. And we picked about 8 people that we would like to interview. And that is going to take place in December.
Wow.
So, we have a very strong group of candidates. So we need to whittle that down to 3 to give to the select board. And we're very confident we're going to be giving them a very difficult decision is what our hope is. So.
Great.
Yep.
Karen, has there been any discussion on, I guess, proximity to Grafton? Is that really come into factor at all? Just being geographically close, not really.
No.
Going to travel for the job. I mean, it's like any other job. Okay.
Yeah, just like any other job. So. Yep.
Great. Any other questions for Karen for the Town Administrative Search Committee? Excellent. Well, thank you, Karen, for representing us on that board.
No problem. Happy to do it. Thank you.
Great. Okay, diversity, equity, and inclusion statement. Stephanie.
Hi, so we have heard from about half of the board with feedback. Marty did some amazing research as to what local libraries and also some federal libraries have done as far as how they've presented their statement. And Beth Galloway has put the working document on a Google Drive right now. Everyone does need to individually request to gain access to that. So if everyone could go on, thank you those of you who did email Marty and I any feedback, but we would like to have this possibly ready for next meeting to vote on. And so if you read it and you don't have any feedback, if you could at least let Marty and I know that you read it so that we know that everyone's eyes were on the document. And Marty, I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yep, please, Marty, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm a little confused because I did submit a revision to Stephanie, and I thought you were going to get back to me, but you did not. And then only today I learned that that revision never went to Beth. So the draft that is currently in that Google Drive, Beth has asked that we sort of basically table a thing when she gets an opportunity to see my proposed revision. And Beth, if it's okay with you, I'll send that to you after we conclude the meeting.
It's a Google Doc. You can put it in.
I
If you're
don't know how to
comfortable.
do it. I will happily send you a Word doc. And
That's fine.
I'm not concerned about
I
it.
can't wait to see it.
Someday someone could educate me, but not at this particular hour. If anyone else would like to see the revision that I prepared, I'm happy to send it to them. So let me, if you want, let me know one way or another. I will tell you, it's different than what you're working from. And just so people understand that the research I did involved two types of research. One was articles advising how to draft a good DEI statement, and the other was reviewing a lot of DEI statements, and a lot of them were corporations, which really aren't applicable, but it was interesting. And many were public libraries. The essence of the advice was keep it very simple, to use simple language, to use short sentences, to seek to be understandable, which I take to mean seek not to be ambiguous, and to be positive. And my feeling is that positivity will get us more. So we could say that which we're against, or we can say that which we're for. By implication, if we say what we're for, I think a reader would understand, well, they must be against the opposite. It's a reasonable implication or inference. And I feel pretty strongly about it because 35% of the Grafton residents voted for Donald Trump. Now, not an awful lot to be drawn from that, but I think it's arguable that some substantial portion of the population is maybe unaware of DEI, they're not certain of it. What I don't want to do is alienate people. We want to bring people into the fold. So I think we need to understand what the purpose of this DEI statement, and it has to be more than just what we believe. I think it's what we believe and what we would like the community to believe. Recognizing that not everybody necessarily believes it now, but those who don't believe in it now aren't necessarily bad people either. Inclusion means including people with whom we might disagree. So what I will do, I will send this to you, Beth. I would like to work with you via telephone or Zoom. You may not like it. I mean, I'm okay. I don't expect anything to be accepted exactly, but I think we need an open discussion about this. So I'll send it to you. As I said, anybody else wants it, they can have it. Stephanie already has it. And we'll try to see what we can do. If we come up without being able to do something in December, then we'll figure out another solution. But I'm open to persuasion. I hope that you are. That's
Thanks,
it.
Marty.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Stephanie, for spearheading this. I appreciate your efforts on this, and Marty for your input. I think this is an important statement, and I agree with you in terms of we want people to be able to read this and come out of it with a good feeling. And if we can't convey that in our statement, then we might be providing the wrong message. So I would suggest that Daniela, who can't be here with us tonight, she has a great head for tech writing, and just she works in education and is part of our policy team. So I wonder if she would be a good resource for you as well. Does that sound reasonable, Stephanie?
Yes, she did reach out saying that she was going to review it, but she hasn't sent us anything to this point that I'm aware of.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was just going to fill her in after this phone call, based on what we discussed. So I'll be happy to put her in touch with you if that's fine. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks.
Great. Doug?
Yeah, so I did read through it also, and I thought it was very well written. I would love to see Marty's version, because I personally am not a great writer, but I can certainly give opinions on different sections. Totally agree that we want to go at it from the positive angle and stress what we can do to make a more positive experience for I think primarily the library, but also for the community as a whole. And I had a few comments, but I don't know if do you want us to redline the Google Doc, or do you want us should we just email comments separately?
No, I'm fine if you redline the Google Doc, and then everyone can kind of see the changes as they're happening.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it wasn't on Google Docs though.
Beth just put it on Google Docs this week. She
Oh.
put on she put on based on what we had what I had presented last month. She hadn't gotten any updated or revision, so those will kind of be working as the weekend rounds on.
Okay, so you'll put those up on Google Docs, somebody will. Okay. I sent Martin an email too. I'd like to have the updated version. Thanks for your work on this, Stephanie and Martin.
Yeah.
I do want to state that the draft that I wrote, which predated the most recent draft, is a very significant departure from the original draft.
Okay,
So,
so we need to look at it. Thank you. Yep.
Okay.
I'll make sure I look at it.
Very good. Great. Any further discussion on the inclusion statement? Excellent. So the next item on the agenda is a walkabout. How's the library doing?
I am the walkabout.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can really say is that possibly the roof needs to be de-leafed. But I haven't been there since I noticed that there were a lot of leaves. I'm sure the DPW didn't remove the leaves, but I can't swear to it. So I would think the greatest concern right now is getting the leaves off the roof and out of the gutters.
Is that something that someone should submit a C-click fix, or Beth will just contact DPW?
Yeah, I can do both. We have a gutter guy, so I'll hire him.
Okay, so you'll deal with it? Okay, that's the only thing I can think of right now, that I haven't seen any dripping water or anything. So yeah, that's it.
No issues at the skylight. I know that was an issue.
Well, it was capped. The issue was that there are other places on the roof that were leaking. And I thought somebody was coming to make repairs. They had also talked about taking the steeple off because it's actually where the steeple connects to the roof that the leak is in the building. It's been an ongoing problem apparently for some time, but I have not seen any active wetness. And I think I can follow up with Andy for the update for what, I've been told they were coming, but I'm not here every day. They were supposed to be doing some repair work a while back. It was a Saturday of a holiday weekend, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wasn't there. So.
Great.
And
Well,
I mentioned the parking lot light, which I'll also try to get fixed.
okay, we'll keep us posted if there's any more leaking. Fantastic. All right. On to the Fine Free Library. What to say about Fine Free Library? I guess maybe I'll turn the floor over to you, Beth. It looks like based on what we voted on as a temporary COVID-19 policy, that you've now got it in the CWMAR system. Is that correct?
Yes. So that means that when a Grafton item checks in, if it's late, it's not going to automatically accrue fines to a patron's card unless it is equipment. That we have two categories of equipment, and it's things like if you have the sewing machine out, there's an overdue fine for that. The telescope, there's an overdue fine for that. So those were the exceptions. It means that if you had fines, they don't get automatically wiped or deleted though. So we just do those by hand as they come up.
Okay. How has this been communicated?
We put it in the last newsletter, I think, and I have another one coming up. We haven't done like any flyers. We can do a press release.
I think I did see it in the newsletter. That's great.
Yeah.
So I think the only outstanding item at this point is writing that policy for the grand opening. Any idea when that is? Is it going to be June or July of next year?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've been thinking
The
of
grand
that.
opening or the opening the doors?
Yeah.
I was gonna say something when we looked at the calendar, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. I heard that it could be sometime in July, but
Yeah.
we got so much that we're doing now. I can't imagine working on that, but it will happen.
It's not unusual to have a soft opening either so even if substantial completion is still June 8th, we thought we needed 3 weeks to move, and it turned out we needed 4 weeks to move, and we had to like set the date further out and delay. Another concern is I'm working on the FY22 budget is I need to have staff when we open the doors. So if I'm asking for more staff and I have some staff that I need to bring in and train, like I may not be able to, I don't know, I'm very anxious about letting the public in with people who are really green. I think that when Shrewsbury opened, they opened in the summer and then their grand opening was in September. Another thing is a lot of people in Grafton, hopefully we'll have no COVID and everyone will be vacationing this year. So it might make sense to actually, maybe we're going to be open ended, mid end of July or August if we have no more delays. But the grand opening might wait until like after Labor Day weekend. That would be my suggestion. And if you wanted to pick that date,
I love that idea.
now, then we can not worry about. I don't expect. I should be knocking on wood. I don't expect there would be a delay that would push us out 3 months at this point. So September seems like it would be a safe bet for a grand reopening, gala, ribbon cutting.
But we don't know what's happening with the pandemic yet.
That's true.
Should we just give it maybe we might have a better idea by if there's a new president by February and the vaccines. I don't know.
Yeah, but I agree. We can at least talk to Andy and just propose some date in September just to have it kind of in everyone's mind. And then we can reevaluate it as time goes on.
And what Andy had said to me, and I'm sure you know this, Doug, he said that it would be ready by June, but it would take a good month to move in. So sounds good. We'll see what happens. I guess we'll know more as time goes on. We won't know it. We might as well just move on. And then if we have to change it, we'll change it.
Mm-hmm. I've also I need custodial services and I won't have that until July 1st. So.
Well, we've got to wait for that for sure.
Yeah.
And we want it to be really beautiful, right? So we don't want you know, so you want you're right, you want your staff to
Plantings,
know what they're doing.
grass.
Yeah, so, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you hope the construction crew will clean up, leave it pristine by July 1st, but you know, custodial staff is probably a good idea to give it a once over before we start seeing people. Great. We need to have, I don't mean to get off topic. Yet the reason why I bring it up is because, you know, we have time to write the policy for the Fine Tree Library. Is it under the purview of this board to have a grand opening committee, or is that really something for the building committee, kind of like the groundbreaking was?
Sounds like it should be a committee with someone from the Friends and Capital
From
Campaign and
both,
staff
yeah,
and
a
board.
little bit of
yeah.
Yeah,
I would think, you know, yeah, we'd
And
want
building
several
committee.
capital campaign people to be
everybody.
involved with it. Like the way we did the other one,
Yeah.
what was that,
The Jerome Wheelock birthday gala. Yeah.
yeah, and also the one, no, the November-ish, didn't we have one?
Groundbreaking. It was
Ground-
mostly the building
Groundbreaking.
That
committee.
went really
ceremony.
well because we want to be able to invite a lot of different individuals. So, and this is huge to the community. So it's going to take planning, but obviously we do really want to invite everybody.
Right. I'm just wondering if we should put it on our agenda to start talking about that, you know, and putting some action items together for not maybe your next meeting, but, you know, early January to start thinking about that, because it's not a lot of time, 6 meetings. And then
I think we'll have to meet off-site on that as a committee.
Okay. Right. So maybe I'll table that and add it to future agendas. Excellent.
Sounds good.
Great. On to the director's report.
Director is tired. Between the building and the pandemic and regular work and the budget and long range planning, I'm pretty stressed and exhausted. We're running no less than 4 online reading programs right now, which is kind of amazing. And October was busy. Let me see if I can share this. We had 712 curbside pickups. I think that's a new record. 15 of those pickups were museum passes. We, again, are constantly updating as the various museums change their rules and comfort levels with letting the public in. Circulation is up. Great. We added some fewer items last month, which is why that 435 number is in red. 26 new library cards. We've been giving out our awesome new cards that have the key tag and full-size card as a pair with the same number. And we did switch over to CW Mars's online cart registration form, which allows us to put it right into the catalog without copying and pasting as we had to do when we had it as a Google survey. So that streamlined things. We answered either many fewer reference questions or staff were not reporting them. I'm going to give them a reminder that we need to be tracking these questions that we get. Lots of different topics. This is really exciting. I mean, this is supposed to be my October report, but I had somebody who came in for the building committee subcommittee, interior subcommittee meeting tonight, ask to look at one of the Grafton history binders that we had because he had a question about one of the library's historical properties. So I answered my first reference question like live in person in like 8 months tonight. That was really exciting. And email followed by phone tends to be the way that people want to get in touch with us. We've been adding more and more people on home delivery. It's not overwhelming. Susan Lito and a couple of volunteers do it. But I guess either word is spreading about the service or people are taking advantage of it. We do offer homebound delivery for folks who, for whatever reason, can't get out, whether permanently or temporarily. And we do home drop off of materials, and they can either pick items specifically in place holds, or they can just tell us what they want, you know, preference for a genre or a style. And we pull book packages and put them together for home delivery. So that's been going well. I was shocked, actually. It's okay, Erin, that you took 2 bags for your family at Halloween, because we ended up with some extras. So staff on site today finished emptying some of those out, and now they're prepping for Grafton Celebrates the Holiday. So in addition to the display that Heidi and Beth Patch are planning, the library, we won't be open to the public, and I don't even know if I'll have staff on site all day for that day, but someone will be putting out goodie bags for families that will have a seasonal craft and some other fun things in the bag for Grafton Celebrates the Holiday. So that's coming up. What else? We did a delivery survey. I think I put the stats for that in my weekly report. I don't remember what they were off the top of my head. I did get all staff to take a workshop that was on how to diffuse and deal with hostile and potentially dangerous patrons, which is something we always worry about, but when we're talking about encountering people with masks and asking them to follow library policy, even though we aren't in the thick of that ourselves, I figured it was a good time just to get training. And we came out with, it was a really great training, and we came out with some action items, and the best part is staff volunteered to work on some of the items. So I was able to delegate, like setting up a list of emergency phone numbers to have right next to every phone, and the flip side is going to have the de-escalation tips and tricks and steps. So we don't have to go looking for it in a file, either a computer file or a print file. It'll just be right there and really handy. It was a really great workshop. We'll keep it busy. That's it.
Okay, well, thank you for staying late in the library. I know it can get kind of lonely, but
Quiet.
sometimes running back and forth to Arlington and back, I'm sure can be tough in making this meeting. So I appreciate you staying late while the rest of us are cozy at home. I hope it's warm enough at least. Okay.
It's night pickup anyway, so I'm here to bring the bags in at 8 o'clock, and we did meet on site to look at carpet samples, so it works out. I came in at 11, so I put in an 9-hour day. So. It's all good. On salary, right? Yeah.
Okay, great. Any questions for Beth?
Oh, I actually do have one more thing. Dan Parisi, who was hired first as a temp and then started officially, formally, I think, a month or 2 months right before I did, has announced her retirement. And she is driving off to South Carolina, December 9th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're trying to figure out this is a good budget question to be thinking about, Doug. What's the best way? Do we announce the vacancy? Do we fill hours? Yeah. So she will be greatly missed. She was always dressed to the nines, very sharp-witted and savvy, and very cordial with patrons of all ages, and like to give some of them the business. I think they gave it right back to her.
And
she's
she was a
fantastic
full
person.
FTE?
She was 20 hours, yeah.
20 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
She joined us tonight on the video conference, correct?
Yeah. She was there.
Yeah,
This is Jan, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. We love Jan, and we thank her for her service to the library and being her face and helping us with reference questions and whatnot. But too bad we won't get to say goodbye in person, but that's the nature of things today. So
I asked how she wanted to be appreciated, and she said donate to, remember Sarah Clemens Boyer? Some of you might remember Sarah, the Brit who we had up at the main library. Jan asked for donations to Open Hearts and Minds, which was the I think children's charity that Jan that Sarah founded. So I can send out a link to that if people would like to donate in celebration of her. And we're going to do something else as a staff, I think, too.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Beth. Any other further discussion on the director's report? Awesome. Well, we're at 8:48 p.m. So I have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
And Marty?
We'll second that motion.
Okay, great. All in favor? Any discussion? We're getting better at this. All in favor, Aaron, I, Doug,
Doug, aye.
Dana,
Aye.
Karen,
Aye.
and Marty,
Marty, aye.
and Stephanie, I think is
Uh,
here.
Yeah, her computer lost power, so.
Okay. Well, that's a quorum, so otherwise we'd be stuck in limbo. So I think we're good.
Okay.
Have a good night, everybody. Nice to see
Good
you.
night, everyone.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thank you and happy
Thanks, everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Thanks.